Hello, I'm Lorianne Lumby, and this is The Way of Love. The Way of Love video podcast is an inspirational journey into the ultimate purpose of our lives, to remember our true nature as love. Gathering wisdom and insights from ancient traditions, I will piece together and present the knowledge and tools we need to transcend division and return to love. What begins as an individual journey blossoms into a movement that has the potential to change our whole world. Be that love and be the change. I'm Lorianne Lumby, and this is The Way of Love. Today's topic is our original nature. A long time ago, there was a great teacher who spoke about the original nature of humanity. This teacher spoke of this original nature in terms like union, oneness, malkut, unity, wholeness, harmony, peace. He spoke of this original nature as truth, capital T truth. Through his own personal experiences of this oneness, and with what he had come to understand through his own tradition, that capital T truth, that truth of oneness, is what he described as the truth that would set us free. Later, one of his students similarly spoke of this oneness. And this student spoke of that oneness in terms of love. Now, this is a different kind of love than what we have been taught or what has been modeled for us in our Western culture. This is not romantic love. This is not a love that we might have for a friend or family member. It's not even love of self. Instead, it's a love that defies definition. It's a love that cannot be known intellectually. It's not a love that we can explain or describe to somebody else. It's a love that has to be experienced. This love is known in fleeting glimpses in our lived experience, and it's something that we can deepen. This experience of love is known in those moments of timelessness. Those times where we experience peace, a peace that defies understanding. It is a love that we experience when we have that elevated feeling of wonder. Wonder in nature, wonder in the mundane miracles of life, wonder in the birth of a child, wonder in human resilience, wonder at generosity and compassion. This love is something that we all already know. For every single human being has experienced these moments of oneness, of transcendence, of wonder, of peace and harmony, of deep contentment, of timelessness, of feeling fulfilled in our work, fulfilled in our activities. When we feel a sense of meaning in what we are doing in our day-to-day human experience. This love can be experienced in an infinite number of ways. And it's something that we all know. We've all experienced it. And these experiences of love, this truth of love, this love that is the path to freedom, can be nurtured, can be cultivated, can be deepened and expanded upon. This love is our original nature. It's who we truly are. It's who we are beyond the division, beyond the separation. It's who we are beyond our fear, beyond our non-loving conditioning. This love is who we are before and beyond our wounds. This love, this oneness, is what all of the world's greatest teachers have sought to expand in the world. They spoke of it, they preached about it, they taught it. They created opportunities for others to experience that love. They beckoned people into the opportunities through which they could cultivate and deepen that love. Some teachers have called this love oneness. Others have called it presence or bliss. Every culture, every tradition has its own name, its own describers for this original nature of humanity. And all of these teachers ask us, invite us, encourage us to seek out that love, to take time out of our lives to deepen and cultivate and nurture that love. The simple path to cultivating that love is what I call spiritual practice. Now, those are two words that we might all have our own idea of what that means. My definition of spiritual practice is very broad. For some, spiritual practice is sitting in meditation. For others, it is active prayer. But these are only two ways in which we have an opportunity to nurture and cultivate our original nature as love. Ultimately, a spiritual practice to me is anything that creates an opportunity for us to experience that state of peace, contentment, timelessness, wonder, love. joy, fulfillment, meaning. And the most mundane of our human experiences can be a spiritual practice when we give it that designation, or when we acknowledge it as such. A spiritual practice is something that we take time out for, but it's also something that happens by accident. The taking time out spiritual practices might be your morning run. It might be your yoga practice. It might be getting lost in a painting, preparing a meal for those you love, cleaning your house, gardening, being in nature, simply being. When we designate that time out as our spiritual practice, that's what it is. It also is when we acknowledge it as such. When you're out for a run and you find that you have reached that place of the zone, as athletes call it, that place where time does not exist, where you are one with your thoughts, where you feel open and you receive inspiration and guidance and support. That is spiritual practice by accident. It happened simply by virtue of what I would call grace. You showed up and it showed up. Spiritual practice by accident might be as you're holding your newborn babe and you find yourself overwhelmed with love and you find that you are weeping with joy. If that's not a spiritual practice, I don't know what is. All of these experiences, whether they are spiritual practice on purpose or spiritual practice by accident, are all ways in which we allow ourselves to grow and deepen and more fully anchor that truth of oneness, that truth of love. And as the great teachers have professed, when we connect with that depth of love, when we come to know those experiences of love, that love, one, gives us an encounter with our true nature. We see, as if through a mirror clearly, who we really are. We are love. The second thing those experiences of love do for us is transform us. When we encounter love in that way, it breaks into us. It breaks into those broken places within, those places that we have forgotten that we are love, those places where we carry our fears, our past traumas, our unhealed wounds, the places in our mind where our conditioning dwells, where our insecurities live. Experiences of that love reach deep into us like a lightning bolt, finding those places of brokenness and setting them free. Setting them free so that there is room for more love. For the purpose of the human experience is to remember our true nature. To remember that we came here, yes, to be human, but also to remember our union with Source, to remember our very divinity, if that's your language, to remember that we are love. The process of transformation, the journey of the soul, is to make time for those experiences of love so that we can be freed of that which in us that has forgotten we are love, and making more and more and more room for love. The great teachers have spoken much about the body and how the body is the house or the home of the spirit, the home of our soul, and that the journey here is to acknowledge this body as a temple which houses the deepest, most profound truth of love. And it is a temple without limit. There is no limit on how much love we can embody, because love itself is infinite. Our being expands to make room for more love, to be a vessel or a container for more love. And the more we embody that love, the more we are able to live in and through that love. What that means is that the fears and the wounds within us that keep us from being compassionate, loving human beings, those wounds are healed and released. And we have no choice but to act from a place of love. There's an old song that says, "They will know we are by our love. They will know that we are love by our love." That love is the truth that sets us free. It is what we are here to remember. It is our original nature. Be that love. And in being that love, you will be the change that our world so greatly needs. I'm Lorianne Lumbee, and this is The Way of Love. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you found this message to be helpful, supportive, inspiring, healing. And if you want to learn more about the services and the programs that I offer through Soul School, please check out my website at www.loriannelumbee.com. I'm Lorianne Lumbee, and this is The Way of Love. Thank you.